Hey Scorpio, we meet again. I already did your bonus read, which actually ended up kind of being a Leo season read, I have to tell you. And we spent a good hour really dropping into the energy. And I told you, since you were coming up again, that I would get to you and I'd make sure that I'd get to you before I took my time off. And so I'm here, I'm showing up. I'm following through and I'm excited to read for you. This will probably actually end up being more like your bonus read. It's like you're getting a little bit of extra love for this Leo season download. And boy, we can use it, right? We got the new moon coming in. Oh, okay. Let's do that. Let's do that, Scorpio. Let's see what's coming in for you with this new moon. Let's do this, okay? Let's do this. Let's check it out. What's coming in for you with this new moon energy and how that's going to impact Leo season for you. So just adding a little bit more onto the plate there. I can hear Taurus like piping up. Well, what about my extra then? Okay, well, you know, maybe I'll do that for Taurus too. It would only be fair, I have to say, but Taurus is going to have to wait until next week, okay? I just want to make sure I round out you two because you're the only ones who didn't get the Leo season read. All right, so we'll go ahead and do that for Taurus too. I do appreciate you collectives. You really do support the channels. Thank you so much for that. So let's just drop in and see how this new moon will influence you. This will be the new moon that is coming up tomorrow. And that cycle will be playing out until we got the new moon that will come in. I'm not sure when the next new moon comes in, probably early September, I would imagine. Could be earlier, I don't know. Let's just trust how it rolls out, okay? I want to get an overarching, like, kind of goddess energy to preside over your energy. I felt a lot of sensual energy coming in to your frequency, Scorpio. I felt a lot of pleasure-oriented energy, wanting to give oneself pleasure, wanting to indulge in more of the pleasurable side of life. And if you don't have someone to share pleasures with, I feel like you're kind of romancing yourself at this time. But it's interesting because I feel like you're kind of a lady in wait, a man in wait. I don't know. It's almost like two paths collide rather unexpectedly, kind of when you're not looking at that aspect of your life. Something really shifts in the romance department. And this applies even if you're in a relationship, you know? Maybe you thought the thrill was gone or things had kind of, you know, I don't know, just sort of petered out. And now that's shifting. Look at it. I can't make it up. Bottom of the deck, we got Aphrodite, inner goddess, okay? Aphrodite is definitely that Venusian energy. And we do have Venus going into Virgo, all right? So I do feel like you're sort of invoking that Venusian energy through some kind of routine you're putting in place. I feel that. You might be engaged in some kind of like pampering care. You might get yourself into some kind of like routine where maybe once a week you give yourself a little spa day, or you go and treat yourself, or you might just be giving yourself more attention on that level. It's got like lavish self-care, okay? Opulent self-care. These kind of words have been coming in recently. And I do have to say that I also got this message that you're about to receive a treasure that has been due you for some time. You're like recovering treasure. It's interesting. So we'll see what that message is about. But it says here, awaken the goddess within you through dance, self-care, and appreciating your divinity. So this is really beautiful energy. You might be treating yourself to some new clothes. You might be treating yourself to a massage. You might be looking at getting into exercise in a way that's a little bit more about what feels good to you. Pleasure might become more your guide in terms of your health care. You may want to listen to your body, listen to what feels good to your body, as opposed to listen to rules or what some guru, some diet guru has to say, what some fitness expert has to say. Interesting, okay? I think you're loving up on yourself. But I also got this piece that, you know, there's some loving coming in for you too. I feel like you're about to have, you know, maybe somebody come back around. We also have Mercury retrograde coming in on the 4th. You know, tomorrow it all kicks off. You know, we've been feeling that kind of echo energy that's been in the atmosphere for a minute now in the pre-shadow. But it will really be amplified tomorrow. There's a lot of action going down with this new moon. Maybe that's what we'll do. We'll just start out a new cycle of reads. This is going to be the new moon Mercury retrograde cycle reads. Okay, so I don't have to do. I'll do everybody this read, right? Just starting a new cycle of reads. Y'all get to kick it off early. You get to go first. Okay, that's kind of cool. I like that. That's a little bit of a benefit. All right, what do we got here? Look at that. Yeah, you definitely got Venusian energy coming in here. Look, you got Freya. You are being very bold here. I think you feel independent. I think you feel empowered. I think you feel empowered in your desires, and you feel empowered in your pleasures as well. And I think you're wanting to indulge. I also think that you're due an adventure. Maybe things have been kind of like status quo for a while. And there's a part of you that's felt maybe perhaps a little domesticated. You want to bring out more of your feral side. You want to bring out more of your playful side. I got Bastet energy too with that. Some of you may be really drawn to Bastet. She's all about pleasure. She's all about play. She's all about the more sensual side of life. So there's something about your sensuality is really increasing. And if you felt disconnected from that, maybe because you've been, you know, just doing your own thing for a while, or maybe you've been working really hard, or maybe there's distance between you and a lover, or maybe you don't have a lover right now. Maybe you're currently refraining from connecting on that level. I feel like you're ready to reconnect with that place within yourself, regardless whether there's somebody to share that sensual energy with or not. And I do feel this is coming in, and it was 8:08 on the clock. So I think this is a really good step to take if you've been feeling pulled in that direction. Yes, it opens up many doors for you. That's how it's coming through. Ooh, I like that message. I just heard it opens an inner sanctum. So Freya is the goddess presiding over this period for you. So, hey man, if you can't lay 'em, slay 'em. And she does bring that, you know, fierce energy too. You know, she's very much aligned with that Valkyrie energy. So she's no lilting flower. You know what I'm saying? She's bold. I do say, you know, be bold. Let yourself, you know, just, you know, be who you are, regardless of whether, you know, people think maybe you're too bold, too brash, too loud, too much, you know, hold too much court when you enter a room, you know, let yourself amplify your magnetism. It's coming through like that. I like this energy. All right, work it, ma'am. I see that there's some adventure in store. There's some adventure that's going to be on offer. It's going to come in during this period. It might be something looping back around. We have to look at that, okay, with all the retrograde energy and everything in play right now. There is sort of a light, playful energy in play at this time, too, even as things still continue to be a little bit strange. And even though we know we can still deal with people that can be a little bit difficult, right? I mean, Leo season does have its shadow side, just as every sign season has its shadow side. And the shadow side of Leo is, you know, too much pride, arrogance, getting too big for your britches. Maybe some people accuse you of that. I don't know. I don't see imbalance here. I see bold, you know. I see bold. You know? Oh, they thought you were bold before. They thought you were too much before. Wait until you really own it. 10:33 on the clock. Yeah, I think you're done sort of like catering to people's needs for you to sort of like let them be the one that takes up the space. Let's put it that way. Interesting energy. And I feel like in matters of the heart, even if you're in a relationship, in some way you're putting yourself first for a change. And maybe this redresses some kind of balance in your situation. Not to excuse me, I've been doing some cleansing with Panchakarma. And so I have a lot of ama coming up. Ama, that which is to be digested. You might be dealing with some things that still need to be digested in your situation. That might be why something comes back around, why connection comes back around, right? But I think when this loops around, you're in a much different space than you were before. I do expect something maybe to loop around right around a very important Mars conjunction window. There's big Mars alignments happening. Mars is one of your ruling planets on the 14th and the 15th. So I feel like that's a real lit up window there. There might be an opportunity to balance something out with somebody. There might be an opportunity to go on a little getaway or to have some kind of adventure with somebody, or somebody reaches out to you and it gets you like excited. It brings out your adventurous side and makes you want to take a risk. This could be something really unexpected. I'm thinking of 14, 15. I'm thinking of the major arcana cards. So I got temperance vibes. I got devil vibes. This could be a devil you've danced with before, certainly. But there's something different here. You're in a different place, right? So you might be bold enough to face off with this devil. It's possible. So you could be dealing with a Capricorn. You could be dealing with a Cancer. This is possible. Why did I say Cancer? I didn't mean to say Cancer. I meant to say Sagittarius. All right. Well, you could be dealing with a Cancer too. They're like, hold up, move Sag out of the way, man. It's my turn. Or maybe there could be a Cancer in the mix that's being a bit of a complication. Possible. All right, let's check it out. What do we got here? Look, you definitely got some kind of fire being lit in you here. You very well could be dealing with a fire sign. We got fire family here, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius energy. And I think you are a daughter of the fire. You know how to crash and burn. You know how to go to that place where you really push it to the limit. Sometimes you do it on purpose. Sometimes you do it on purpose, Scorpio, because you like the fire. You like to play with it. I think somebody's coming around who sees the fire in your eyes and they know how to play with it and they like playing with it too. Sometimes it can be fun. Sometimes it gets destructive. There's an edge to it. There might be a little edging going on in this situation. All right, let's check it out. What do we got coming in here, man? Oh, I like this. Okay. The air feeds the fire here. We got Sky family, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius there. There's something that was wished for here sometime. You could have a very strong air or fire placement in your chart. I think you made a wish. Maybe you made a wish last summer. It took a whole year for it to be ready to take root in your life. I think something's coming in. This change is blowing in the wind. There's something that is about to really take off in your life, I heard. That's how it's coming through. Take off. This sky energy, it's making me feel like this feeling of like upliftment, like a lightening up. I think you're getting to experience some of that upliftment that's been needed for a long time now. You might have been in war mode. You might have been. You might have been in war mode. I mean, Freya, it's like love or war, you know? You may have been in war mode. You may have been at war with others. You may have been at war with yourself. You may have been dealing with combative situations. You may have been dealing with difficult people. I feel like you're more to like the love side. You're wanting to bask in the light of love here. You could have some like summer love vibes coming in, or flirtation here, or really amazing news coming in that gets you super excited because you realize this is liftoff. I got a dream coming in. What's this crossing energy here? Nine of water, tear. Yes. Something was lost and there is sorrow. There is pain in letting go of an old dream I got. You may be surprised. You may be surprised at how it all comes together. Maybe something is actually found in the letting go that will make you realize that nothing was really lost at all. That'll make sense down the road, I hear. Okay. Give me some more insight about this. You're definitely in your waters right now. You might be shedding some last tears. I heard tears of pain will turn to tears of joy. Oh, you ever had something so beautiful, or just the way it's orchestrated, the way synchronicity comes together, and the way everything lines up is so freaking beautiful. It makes you cry. I feel like it's one of those moments. I got chills. Look at this. Six of Sky prayer. This is an answered prayer. This is something you set in motion a long time ago. I almost see three came together in prayer. Maybe this is a prayer you made when you were a child. It could be something coming back from way back then. Look at that key down there. Wow. You're recovering your treasure. You're recovering the keys to the kingdom. Maybe when you were a child, you were really tapped into your imagination. You used to build castles in the sky. You told fantastical stories. You played out characters, and it's like you're getting an opportunity to live that out in real life. There was some gift you had as a child, something that you always wanted to step into, and somehow it got derailed along the way. That can happen for many different reasons. It can happen because of lack of support. It can happen because of just going through hardships in your family. It can be hard times and bitter tea, and you don't have certain privileges, shall we say, that allow you to take advantage of certain opportunities. Something here is being placed in your hands. It's a key, and it opens a door of opportunity. And it may be the hidden treasure is that you're recovering a lost dream, or you thought it was lost, but it's found. I think when this comes in, it's really magical. It has that feeling to it. It's magical. And for some of you, this is a wish about your family, or really wanting to feel like a family again. Maybe you have a child. Maybe you want to have children. Maybe this is something that you always envisioned for yourself as a kid. You always saw yourself finding that special someone someday. Maybe you thought you would, get hitched. Maybe you thought you would have a baby. There's something about this. This could be wanting to bring a family back together again, that's been separated. Oh my goodness, I got a lot of sentience around this. Whatever this is an answered prayer. You used to cry when you prayed for this. You used to cry when you prayed for this because the longing was so deep in your heart. Some of you pride. Some of you pride. Maybe pride opened a door recently. Maybe you pride opened a door recently in your subconscious that's allowing you to recover this key. Ooh, whenever it is, it's making you bold. And there's some news that comes in or opportunity that comes in that gives you the ability to open that door with that key that has you making a really bold move. And there's adventure ahead. And yes, you are being encouraged where your heart is feeling lit, where you really feel like lit by that fire. And it's almost like a spiritual fire, like a transformational fire. Yes, risk. Be daring. Look at this. It's love. It's love. Look at all the blessing energy around that. That gives me shamrock vibes, okay? High Ace of Water. This is some beautiful blessing coming in. I love this. This is a healing maybe that you wanted that you didn't think could ever be possible. And this could be a healing with anybody that's dear to your heart. I also see this could be the healing of an unfulfilled part of you that never got to go on this adventure, that never got to fulfill the dream, that never got to activate the prophecy for some of you. You got a download. You were certain something was going to play out the way it was supposed to. Actually, you saw aspects of it line up. You're like, oh, here it comes. And then it's like it just vanished. It slipped out of view. It was hidden from you for a while because there's something you've needed to find in yourself first before you could reclaim this. Ooh, I like this message, Scorpio. This is good energy. All right. There is foundational stuff to put into place, though. All right. So yes, be bearing. Be bearing. You're like, I'm ready. Let's go. Sensuality? Yeah. All right. I'm ready to bear it all. Well, be bearing and be daring. Yeah. You know, there's nothing high in here. 22:44 on the clock. There's some beautiful partnership energy coming in here. Ah, yes. Look at this. Sky mourner. This is the basis of the matter. There's somebody here that's mirroring you. They've also cried. They cry every time it rains. For some reason, every time it rains, it reminds them of you. There's something about the rain, and it connects them to you in some way. Every time there's a storm, maybe you all got caught in the storm once, or there's something about this. Yeah. But there's this piece of like feeling like you crossed over a particular bridge, and when you crossed over that bridge, you burned the bridge behind you. And there's no other way to, traverse that divide. You might be surprised though, because all it takes is, diving deep to swim to get to the other side. You got to like actually put yourself into the emotions, into the heart. Feeling the flow there finds the way through. Somebody's been mourning. Somebody crossed a bridge they can never return. Maybe somebody passed on. You still really feel connected to them. This could be a masculine that you still feel really connected to, a loved one. You still feel the separation. You wish that you had them here so they could help give you some guidance. I think in that case where you still feel really connected to somebody who passed on, there's going to be a little bit of a hint of them all over this as it comes together. Maybe you both used to share this dream. Maybe you thought since they went on to the next leg of the journey, you might have thought that now there's no possibility for the dream to come in. But it's meant to be lived out through you. That's coming through for someone here. I feel like there's still a way to get over a bridge. You may think the bridge was burned, or you may think the bridge was burned. And when I said that, this postcard here fell over. Look, it's got this picture of this little child. Okay. You might be even coming across something that was written when you were a kid. Maybe you wrote a lot when you were a kid. There's childhood playing a large role in this. And what do I have on the other side of this? What I've written on the other side of this is, you know, all the steps of going on a quest. So I feel like you're about to go on a big journey. This new moon opens up a journey for you. And I'm seeing Radel, the rune Radel in my mind's eye, which is all about a journey. It's a full cycle. It's like a year cycle. So you're about to start a long journey. This marks the moment when you left the past behind. And wherever you're going now, you're blazing a trail. And the only way that anyone can cross this bridge to sort of meet with you, catch up with you, they have to be able to enter the water to swim to get to the other side. Uh-huh. Okay. I see it. I see it. There's a purification in that, a purification with the emotions. They also have to be able to go the deep end with you. You can't have anything superficial here. I feel that. I think you might be surprised what greets you on the other side of walking through this door and crossing this bridge. You might be surprised. Well, let's see. Give me a little bit more detail here. I love these cards so much. This is such a cool tarot deck here. It was a gift to the channel by one of our members, Star Tree Dancer. Just absolutely love this gift so much. It's like a gift that keeps giving. This is such a deep, rich, beautiful deck. I forget the name of it. I want to say, is it the Infinite Tarot? Yes, the Infinite Tarot. Beautiful deck. Yes, 10 of Earth. Okay, so something is being brought down to Earth. This is a little bit of a gift from Saturn, I have to say. It's a gift of Saturn. Like, you've been doing the work. You have been doing the work. I think you've been also working really hard. You've been really paying attention to your foundation. And you haven't been like trying to bypass any lessons or whitewash anything. Like, I feel like you've really taken a stoic approach to challenges you faced in your life. And now it's like the time to get a little reward. Reclaim that sun in your life, you know, let the pleasure in. In fact, pleasure is a gateway for you. What's this? It's in reverse. Gift of water, in reverse. You don't see yourself accurately with mirror in reverse. There's some part of you that you don't see accurately, but you're about to be shown. You're about to see yourself in a new way. Maybe through the reflection of another who joins you on this path. Ooh, I like this energy, Scorpio. Yes, this is beautiful. Yes, there's flow here. We got river. Okay, what's here? Vision. All right, so you're about to really be carried forward in this vision. It's all about just like letting go, giving over to your essential nature, going with the flow. I think of the river too, and I think of Yeye Oshun, the Orisha of the river, the Orisha of the sweet waters, the creatrix energy. Beautiful goddess Yeye Oshun. She casts the cowrie shells to read the fortunes. She's a master of divination. You might be really getting in touch with your intuition. Your clairs are strengthening. You're finding a real flow with your channeling. That's interesting. Your body is also the gateway for this. Like the more that you really get into the feeling, the more that you dive into the sensual, the more that you gratify your senses. Pleasure is a gateway for you that provides like a certain softening that allows an openness that puts you really in touch with your intuition, your creative energy, your vision. I love this. And there's some really beautiful vision that is hatching here for you. And it definitely could concern somebody who's got strong fire in their chart. It brings happiness your way. Fire family, right? You're coming into alignment with somebody who feels like your family. Like this is my soul connection. This is my soul family here. It brings a lot of happiness. It brings growth. There's no fear of you shining in this person's presence. They admire your fire. They can match you. Make no bones about it. They can match you. But you're just bold enough to be able to take the heat. That's my God. You're dealing with a fire sign energy. You could be dealing with somebody with strong fire. And potentially, let's see, potentially air too. Yeah, because we also had the air family come in. So fire and air. Somebody is inspired by this connection to take action. Together, when your energies come together, there's a lot of creative power that builds up there. You two can do a lot together. You two will activate a dream together. There's something important about this connection, whatever this connection is. Now, I think for most of you, this is coming in the form of, love, like deep soul love, cathartic love, transformational love, hot, tantric maybe even. And it's a gift. For others of you, it's a dream. It's a vision that you're recovering from childhood. I just heard, why can't you have it all? You certainly can. It can be both. Maybe this person that you're partnering with, they end up being, that special someone. And you connect in some way that your energies, they come together and you create something together too, right? And it lights more than just a creative spark, right? Bottom of the deck, Page of Cups. Okay, so there is an invitation that is going to come forward here. You will be receiving some kind of communication here, and it's a heart-centered communication. This is a very like friendly advance, but there's a little hint that there could be a little bit more there. That there's something a little bit special about this message, this communication that comes through. You may have thought that this might have been impossible for this communication to come through, maybe because you felt like somebody was in the way of this coming together. But I feel like you got protection from interference with this. There is some communication coming through. Let's check it out. It could be from a water sign energy like yourself. Or you could be issuing communication. Maybe you feel like you need to, share something with somebody. Maybe your intuition has you being really bold and making the first move. Maybe you wouldn't normally do that, right? It's possible. You could be out somewhere. You could see somebody. You could feel like, I really just gotta approach this person. I can't let this opportunity pass me by. And maybe you're out with some friends, and maybe your friend sees this person too, and they want to make a move. Well, you might have to be bold. You might need to beat them to the punch, Scorpio. I mean, especially if you feel like somebody might, try to swoop up your spot. I don't know. Be the first to throw your hat in the ring here. Yeah, look at this. Knight of Wands in reverse. There's a fire sign energy in reverse. Somebody here might need a little courage, okay? they might have been really sort of like hesitating to move forward. They don't want to move forward too fast. Maybe they don't want to scare you off, you know? I don't know. I think you're entering this place of feeling really bold. I think you are ready for some adventure. But there's something here too where I almost feel like there is a little bit of a need to get yourself in a place of real receptivity for this. You could have dealt a lot in the past with people who just wanted to keep it really surface level with you, or people who kind of just like breezed in and out of your life. You might have had like, you know, some fun weekends, you know, but you want a bit more than that. So you might have been refraining from this. It's interesting though. I feel like you don't really need to worry about that in this case. You don't need protection. And when I said that, the light just went out. Turn down the light. It's okay. Maybe this person's trying to convince you. Like, it's okay. Come on, let's just chill out. Let's just chill out here together. Let's cozy up on the couch, you know, dim the lights down. It's all good, you know. We'll just talk. You could be having some, you know, temptress, or you could be having, you know, a Casanova coming around that's, you know, trying to work their mojo on you a bit. I do feel like there's passion here. I do feel like somebody is going to make a move. All right, give me some details about this, angels. We'll get one final round here just to get some final details for you. Ooh, yes. I'm liking your energy. Ooh, yes. I'm impressed. Scorpio, look at this. You got the Two of Cups in reverse. All right, so here's the deal. There was some connection that went to the wayside. It felt like a soulmate to you, but it just never would, like, you know, go the next level. It just wanted to stay, you know, in this sort of like one-dimensional type of experience. And you always wanted something a little bit more. I think that also you didn't feel stimulated in this connection. And when I say stimulated, I mean mentally. You know what I'm saying? You wanted more stimulating communication. I feel like you really wanted to have more real soulful communication, or that kind of conversation that, you know, you stay up all night because you're learning stuff from each other. Something here just, it stopped inspiring you at some point, or it stopped seeming like the intelligent choice. That's kind of how it's coming through. Like maybe something used to really lure you in at one point, but there might be something that's evolved in you. And I do feel like you're moving in this more independent energy right now. And I say this, even if you're in a committed relationship, I feel like you're in this more kind of independent energy right now. It's almost like you've really wanted to connect with your own independent sensuality, kind of inner authority, inner power. You know, I feel like you're really like, you're probably, you know, you're really activating that divine feminine essence, the Shakti, the goddess energy. You know what I'm saying? We got Empress right here. Okay, so this is beautiful energy. You've really transformed something here, and you've mastered it. You've mastered it. You have transmuted something here, and you've been empowered by it, I have to say. Some of you are on yogic paths. Some of you are on tantric paths. Some of you have experienced Kundalini activation. Some of you are noticing sensations in your body. You're like, whoa, what's going on here? What does that feel like? I mean, it can feel like heat rising. heat rising up the spine. It can feel like a lot of pleasure, very centered, you know, down near the root and like all the action going on down there. It can feel like pulsations. It's a very energetic experience, but at the same time, it's quite visceral. And it can be visionary too. As the Kundalini rises, it also brings on clairvoyance. So a lot of times there can be a visionary aspect to it. Sometimes the energy can get kind of locked up at certain points as it's rising. And so you may feel like certain tension in your body where you need to kind of like move a little bit, and that allows it to start flowing again. Yeah, you might be having this come in. There's something about really being in your own energy right now. And I feel like you're holding out. You're holding out for what you really want. And I feel like what you're really wanting here is you're wanting like a true soulmate. That's what I feel. You're wanting somebody to be like really in it with you, and you want somebody who will grow with you. And I feel like that's what's coming in. It's almost like you said goodbye to lack of fulfillment, lack of pleasure, always denying your own needs, your own desires. 41:41 on the clock. You're like, yep, we're done with that. 5:5, close that cycle. You know, I feel like this is really good. There is a coming together here, and it does say peace between couples. All right. So if you've been in a relationship and there's been challenges in this relationship, you all may be having to clear out. You may be healing something, and then you're going to burn that bridge. You're going to be done with it, you know, and you're stepping into a new chapter where maybe there's a healing journey you're entering into. This doesn't happen overnight. Rado, like I said, that rune is a journey. It's usually like a full cycle, a full year. So I don't feel like this is something that, you know, is going to happen overnight. I don't. And there's something really important about you being bold enough to sort of really hold the line with that, represent that in some way. It might be a risk. It's probably more of a risk to stand in that position than it is to throw caution to the wind. You know what I mean? And just sort of like throw yourself into the fire again because, oh, it's hot for the night. The slow burn is a lot more risky. I have to tell you, it's a lot more risky to really, you know, be in this place where you hold the line and you say, no, like, I don't want anything less than the real deal. I want to gaze into your eyes and I want to stare into eternity and see myself smiling back at me and you smiling back at you through me. You know, it's that recognition of true unity coming into that level of consciousness there. There's something about the eyes in this connection. There's something about the eyes. There's something about the way that you get lost in each other's eyes. I feel like this is somebody you already know. Or you meet them and you look in their eyes and you already know this person, even though that doesn't make any rational sense. This is like a love story here. Yes, light of understanding. It will take some time, but through patience and through exercising wisdom, you'll be able to cure what has ailed this connection. And it will light a way forward for both of you where maybe you don't think that's possible now. I'll be really interested to hear how this turns out. For those of you who are not really seeking that or don't anticipate that, I mean, you might be surprised still. I have to say, this could also be a teacher coming into your life. This could be a spiritual teacher coming into your life. There's something about looking into their eyes. It could be a yogic teacher, I have to say. Oh, what is that called? Darshan. They give darshan. Okay. We'll have to see how this plays out. I'm going to do one more round here, and then I'm going to do a cut of the deck. Anything else for Scorpio? Ooh, this is really cool energy. Please update me about this as this pans out. I'd love to hear if you're willing to share. because I love this kind of stuff. This is beautiful. Whatever this is that's coming through here, it's very empowering. It's beautiful. Okay, what do we got here? Eight of Pentacles. Yes, I love it. Okay, Eight of Pentacles and Seven of Wands. So this is about you really, standing in that place of holding true to yourself. And this is freeing you from something that really acted as an enemy on your path. And it says here, enemies both visible and invisible. Okay. So I feel like this is coming through on multiple levels here. All right. I have to say. So in some way, you may have been held back by an invisible enemy. This could be an aspect of yourself that didn't feel empowered enough to take an action, or it could have been a fear that you had, or it could have been a perspective that you had about a situation where you really couldn't see the way through, or an understanding that you lacked in this matter. Or the other could be on the opposite side of this, and this could be their position here. This could even be like some kind of patterning. It can be like almost generational patterning. Maybe there's a similar story that's kind of like ran through your bloodline. Like if you look at your family, if you look back through your family, you can see certain like relational patterns. You can see certain patterns in play that keep people playing out similar scenarios. Maybe sometimes you catch yourself carrying out a scenario that you've seen somebody in your family, enact, and it's kind of awakening you to something. The ways that we do kind of like mirror our surroundings, that our upbringing, it has a foundational effect on us. There's something here where you've been able to see what was working against you, and also outwardly as well, what kind of connections haven't been working for you, where it wasn't really wise to go to that place with somebody, to open yourself to a certain somebody because they weren't ready to greet you there. And no matter how much the connection may be real, no matter how much both of you may feel it, until that other individual can meet you there where you are bare, right? Where you're just totally transparent, you're in your authenticity. There's no pride there, there's no artifice. You can just come as you are. You can share what you feel. Until another can meet you there was always going to be this aspect of you held behind if you waited for them to catch up. So this is almost like, this might be what the daring aspect is, that the daring aspect may be sort of like if you're in a situation where you've kind of waited a while for somebody to like take the next step and you're sitting here, this might be the time that you got to be really brave and you got to be the one to move forward. I mean, Freya does have a chariot. Her chariot's drawn by cats. Cats are independent, They are also that playful energy. You're ready for an adventure. You don't want to put your life on hold. You've gone through some kind of transformation here. And there is an understanding that what is meant for you is coming into alignment for you. In fact, it's protected here because you did the work. And you gained the knowledge. And it's sort of like, I see this almost like the ticker tape, you're passing through it. You're crossing a particular finish line and you're gained entry. And from here, you're going to be moving forward very rapidly. And I love this Knight of Swords energy. Okay, so here comes in the air. And this is all about intellectual richness, You've gained wisdom here. That makes you wealthy. There's many different ways to be wealthy in life. It says here as well, protects fertility of women. And to me, this speaks of that feminine aspect, your ability to create new beginnings in your life, new beginnings that are also very abundant. So I feel like this is a time of growth for you. Spiritual growth, yes. Personal growth, yes. But it's got Empress vibes. So we know that you're going to have more than enough to boogie with. Like, this is a good place to be, Scorpio. And you're moving forward decisively, clearly. And with that, look at this. It turns upright. Knight of Wands. So air and fire matched moving forward. This is inspiration merged with passion and purpose. It's turning your wheel of fortune, and you're now on the rise. And you got protection. You got protection on the way up, I have to say. And if you've been worried about somebody, I have to say, I'm going to bring this in. Maybe you feel like somebody made a mistake, okay? Maybe somebody made a mistake, but you have compassion for them. You didn't want them to get in trouble. Maybe you always came to this person's rescue. Maybe this person really got themselves into some kind of trouble. It's coming in, I have to say. You also might have had to cut this person off. Maybe this person used you a lot or something, and you did have to get to a point where you're like, look, I can't bail you out this time. And yet there was a part of you that always felt like a little sensitive about that, or it hurt you to have to do that. I feel like this person is like the comeback kid. They got a kind of like dumb luck that follows them. Whatever this is, this person's getting away with it. I do feel like there's somebody got away with something here in a situation. They're getting off scot-free. And in a way, it's kind of like, all right, you get a pass. I feel like they get a pass because of what's learned on the other side. There's a wisdom that comes through it, and there's something that's possible that wouldn't have been possible otherwise. And it's almost got vibes of like, say less. It's understood, all right? Somebody may feel like that, they just want you to understand. I think this person has some insecurity when it comes to wanting to move things forward with you. You could be dealing with a Sagittarius with that wheel there, I have to say. Right? It's possible. You could be dealing with an Ophiuchus. You could be an Ophiuchus because Ophiuchuses carry a lot of energy that resonates with Scorpio. They kind of hold Sagittarian and Scorpio energy. So all of this could be in play. And I feel like there's also something that it's like, yeah, I may not have gotten caught, okay, but I did the time. 52, 44, that's what I'm hearing. Hey, I deserve a little luck, okay? I needed to get some angels on my side here because I needed some good luck back there. I needed a get out of jail free card, something to have the scenario. It's all gravy, baby, okay? That's what I'm hearing. It's all gravy, baby. It all works out in the end. You got the lessons that you needed to derive from that situation. Clearly, there's been something that's been alchemized here. It'll be really beautiful to see how this balances out. But it does say that you're recovering some treasure here. It says fame and fortune fulfills any request, all right? So, yeah, you're all good. Where you did turn left, things are being righted, and there's a lot of the collective that's experiencing this now. I do feel like you made some kind of offering, there's some kind of offering you made, whether it was made in ritual, like making a formal spiritual offering or feeding your ancestors, or whether you did something symbolic. You took some kind of action that was in your heart. It was about making a situation right, making amends. And you're sort of getting something coming through from spirit here that says, we're all even Stevens, okay? Let me do a cover deck and we'll cap this off. 5 of Pentacles, patience, it says, okay? So not yet, right? Patience. The secrets will be revealed, right? So just give it a little time, trust. Things might be a little lean right now. They might feel a little scarce. You might feel a little outside the loop from others. Just give it a little time, okay? Let this cycle come to a close. You are assured a brand new beginning here. And there's protection as you close this karmic cycle. But it brings a beautiful revelation in its wake. And like I said, what you thought was lost, it's not really lost at all. It says here, protects from sadness. Pay attention to your dreams, right? There's a lot of guidance coming through in your dreams right now. So do look for your dream life to be really active. your dream life to give you messages about what you're stepping into here. You might want to even keep a dream journal, even if you just jot down the symbols in your dream. I think they're important keys for you at this time, and they'll open up a lot more than you anticipate. All right, Scorpio, have an adventure. Sounds exciting. And careful navigating the last little tricky stretch. I think you'll do just fine.